folks. Welcome to an all-new episode of So Bad It's Good with Ryan Bailey. This is your pal Ryan, and this is your Thursday episode. Listen, we're doing a Real Housewives of Salt Lake City recap from this week's episode, and what an episode it was. I'm shaking. I'm physically shaking. Oh my God, that fight at the end between Lisa Barlow and Monica. Woo! Oh my God. At a sound bath? Woo! When you got a sound bath involved, I mean, that in a housewives fight, it's just, what is the word? Magical. That's what the word is. How the heck are you guys doing? Listen, it's Thursday. You're almost to the end of the week. We're doing this together. I am dead tired. I don't know if you listened to my Beverly Hills recap yesterday, but the old guy right here is not going on a lot of sleep, and I haven't been since Bravo. So listen, I just got to get through tomorrow's Beverly Hills recap of this week's episode, and I'm going to be on Jeff Lewis Live tomorrow, so make sure you tune in. But this is going to be a jumbo episode where we talk about Salt Lake and BravoCon. Remember, I did a whole BravoCon podcast, and it is completely staticky and garbly. I can give that to you guys if you want, but it is just really rough. So this is going to be all in one. I should split this into 2 episodes because that probably is good for advertisers. But you know what? Some people love the long episodes, so it's just going to be the long episode. And as Tom Sandoval says, just dip out whenever you need to, dude. Just feel free to dip out, dude. This truly was an amazing episode in so many ways. It had weirdness in regards to little Bobby getting a golf cart. Listen, I wasn't even able to drive until I was 25. This girl's getting a golf cart at 13. Are we out of our minds? And I love Whitney, but come on, a golf cart? Is that legal? In what world is it legal for a 13-year-old? And she's like, she will pick up people. She will be able to pick up people at school and run errands. Like, wait, you're using this on the roads? Like, what is going on in Utah? I mean, Utah, it seems like a wild place. We got 13-year-olds, joyriding on golf carts. This is like Fast and Furious Utah edition. So we're going to get into all of that. Obviously, the Monica fight with the mom. You got Heather Gay trying to prove that she is the ultimate Mormon, even though she's stepped away from the church. We need to make sure that anything Mormon goes through Heather Gay because she is the bad Mormon. Her book is on sale. Mary Cosby really didn't make an appearance in this episode, and that's good. Mary Cosby should be used sparingly. It should be like Bigfoot. We just kind of get appearances here and there, and you're like, oh, is that a man in a furry suit? Or is that Bigfoot? That's what Mary Cosby. We just need little dabs of Mary Cosby because she doesn't really have a storyline, and she doesn't really play nice in scenes, and there's no forward movement in the plot when Mary Cosby is there. But that's okay. I still like her in those little moments. But just a stellar episode all around. We had a little Seth Marks appearance. What's going on, you guys? It's me, Seth Marks. I'm here at a 13-year-old birthday party at a roller skating ring. I took off from my job in Canton, Ohio to watch these kids suck down Dr. Peppers with no abandon. All right. I loved this episode. I've watched it 2.5 times so far. It was an extended episode, and listen, extended episodes are tough because it means just more wear and tear on this beautiful voice. But we're going to get into all of it. I want to spend a special thank you to Laura Beth Harp, who took the notes on this. She's always excellent, and it really helps me get into my character and just care about the verbiage, care about the performances, care about these things that just bubbling underneath the surface that we can find out. But what I've said from the very beginning holds true even with this episode. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is completely unique because it makes you feel like you're on an acid trip nonstop. You're like, oh my God, it's like writing a Housewives episode from memory. So it's like, oh, did I remember? It's like if you were to write a Housewives episode, it would be completely bonky and weird. And that's what Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is this season. And it's completely working for me. And also, there are fights in this episode in particular, but really around the whole series about religion. And I've always said I think that's what gives this show its foundation, is that it's, based in something very real to people, which is religion. I mean, we don't see that on Beverly Hills. We don't see that on Potomac, really. But the foundation of Salt Lake City, if you really think about it, is religion. And there's a great scene with Meredith and Heather Gay talking, and it's almost like a dick measuring contest about who's the more observant Mormon. Like Heather's pissed because Lisa Barlow doesn't practice the same type of Mormon religion that she was raised in. And I think it's funny I think it's funny when people fight over religion. I mean, it's not funny. It's really horrifying if you think about it. But when people are like, "Oh, that's not a real Mormon. Like that's not real belief." Like God's up in the highest of heavens, going, "What you wearing to church, girl?" That's how God sounds, by the way. What you wearing? Like, do you think God is up in heaven going, "Oh, Lisa Barlow, are you kidding me? You have personally offended me, God, by what you're wearing." Religion is very personal for anybody involved in it, but I think it's interesting that that I just find it interesting that all of this has happened on this episode, and I feel like Salt Lake has been on a winning streak. Are you guys enjoying it as much as I am? Because I think it's just excellent. It's excellent. So let's dive in. How are you guys? Are you good, by the way? I also wanted to talk about an article that was brought up today. I think it was through Variety with a couple of NBC executives about Bravo. So let's get into that really quickly for just a quick minute, if we can. And there was this interview that I thought was really interesting. In regards to just information about everything going on with Bravo. So this was with Francis Berwick, who is an NBCU chairman. And this is done by one of my favorite authors, Kate Arthur, who works for Variety. I just love her entertainment reporting. Also, good news, the SAG-AFTRA strike is over. We can go back to making TV and film, and we can go back to talking about it. So I'm so excited that actors can get back to work. I'm very happy for my union. It looked like we got a lot of good increases, so we'll find out more. But as of 12:01 a.m., the strike will be over, but it'll still need to be voted on, and that's going to take about a week. But for all intents and purposes, knock on wood, unless something just crazy happens, we are back, baby. We are back. So in the interview, we got a lot of information. We got that Bethany Frankel, you guys remember Bethany Frankel? She was on Real Housewives of New York. She's doing the reality reckoning. We find out that Bethany pitched Bravo 3 separate shows. Bravo passed on those shows. And what that means, if you guys aren't in the industry, it just means that you pitch a show. Like I pitch a show about hey, a guy that wets his bed all the time and he grows up and he's still wetting the bed. And they're like, you know what? That doesn't seem like it's going to be good on NBC. That means they passed on the show. We find out the Family Karma is on pause, but they believe it will return one day. And I will say there was a couple of Family Karma cast members there, and I think that's smart. Obviously, Family Karma does not get huge ratings, so it is a business move. But at the same time, I think it's good that they don't cancel it entirely. That they do put it on pause instead of cancel it. That's a sign of that's kind of hope in a sense, and that's why I always recommend people go stream shows that you haven't watched. I'm talking to myself as well because I need to go back and watch Married to Medicine. But Family Karma, there is real promise there. And I think they realize that they're a little ignorant if they just go ahead and cancel that because there's a little mileage left in Family Karma. They also revealed that there's going to be no more new Housewives cities, so we're not going to see Real Housewives of Bakersfield or anything like that. No more new Below Decks. They're going to be focused on finding new casts. They love Southern hospitality. They say that Winter House is the most fun show airing right now. It is fun. I mean, they're shredding the gnar and drinking without abandon and trying to hook up with each other. That's kind of fun. Also, post BravoCon, the network is planning local events. They're going to do more live Watch What Happens live tapings and episode screening with talent. Also, it was revealed in regards to the 3 Bethany Frankel shows she pitched. One of those was her Rewives podcast, which was already being done. She pitched a show that would be a talk show on air, but they were like, we already kind of have one of those with Watch What Happens Live. One of those was like Housewives in Training for Kids, which sounds like just a disaster. Like, Bethany, if you really don't think Housewives is a great environment, let's teach them well and let them lead the way, as Whitney Houston said. Let's not get the kids involved. Let's start them young. Let's get these kids throwing fake legs at a tender age of 6 or 7. Like, what? Why not just pitch a show about like Hunger Games? We just kill off people until we win. And what was the third show? I'm trying to find the third show. But anyways, Bethany Frankel was reached for comment by Variety, and this was the comment. Me pitching shows to Bravo months before opening my eyes isn't the smoking gun they think they have. And if that's their biggest argument against the reality reckoning, they better get back to the drawing board. That's a really good imitation, actually. Except my mouth wasn't full and I wasn't chewing at the time, so I could go back and redo that again if you guys needed a cleaner sound for that. So she says that she pitched those shows before her eyes were opened. And I do want to just point out, though, when you do get rejected from pitching shows, which is actually a very normal occurrence. I pitched a show a long time ago in another lifetime, about 6 or 7 years ago, and I got rejected everywhere. And it was really exciting and disheartening and all of those things. But I imagine Bethany obviously thought, like, I'm better than a lot of this. So it probably was really frustrating to get 3 shows rejected. And I also don't believe that her eyes were just suddenly open, some miraculously opening. I do want to, though, it is interesting to hear about these things because then it leads to a pattern of behavior that you're like, okay, she was already mad. She pitched 3 shows. None of those shows worked. She felt slighted potentially by Andy and Jeff Lewis when there was that Watch What Happens Live. But also, Bethany needs to take several seats because, this Frances Berwick was asked a direct question by Variety. They weren't just bringing up Bethany Frankel. They were asked about the reality reckoning. Also, it was we found out from Bethany that this article had been in the work for 6 months. And I think for being in 6 months, it was before she even announced Reality Reckoning. So I imagine there's a little bit of disappointment. And like I said on the show the other day, is the big thing about the Vanity Fair article is that, primarily the examples used in it are Real Housewives of New York. And they rebooted Real Housewives of New York. They rebooted it. They actually took it down because they even found it harmful. So you have to let people be able to course correct. I mean, listen, companies, entities, all of that stuff, you don't really feel bad for them because they are in that power position. But at the same time, you have to let people try to make things right. And that's where I felt the article failed one of the ways. Even though I thought it was well written, I like the author a lot. I just think, I don't know. I'm sure Bethany was very excited her name got mentioned at all because it's good for her overall. And listen, she's got 3 Housewives podcasts out right now. She's making a fine living talking about Housewives, and she will remain doing that. But my thing is always what we don't know, and this article was not just about Bethany Frankel. It was about Bravo in general, about what's coming down the pike, about the success of BravoCon, is that I'm just still curious of okay. She was like, we get ready. They can't stop the reality reckoning. It sounds like a drunk tailgater at an Ohio State game. They're not going to be able to stop Ohio State. We're undefeated on that field. Give me a hot dog. I want an answer. What are we going to do next? What are you going to do? Are you just going to keep commenting every time somebody says your name, or are you going to try to put an actual plan in place? And also, did you date Andy Cohen? Because it seems so personal at this point. It just feels like a scorned lover, and I really want to know. I really want to know I really want to know what's happening. I just want to know. I want to know what's going to happen. But that was some good information I wanted to pass on to you. Okay, you want to get into the Salt Lake? I would like to get into Salt Lake. It's me, Whitney. I love this. So this episode, you guys, is entitled, get this. This was not that clever of a title. I think we could have done better with the title. It was very direct, and I just think we could have done better. It's not a big deal. Trying to find I've got so many screens open on this damn computer, you guys. You have no idea. I'm still getting emails about the bedwetting as well. So, bedwetters unite. All right, we're doing it. This episode is episode 9, and it's called "Don't Come for My Sound Bath." And I'm like, okay, yeah, because there's a sound bath at the end. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. And then the description on Peacock says, Angie gets caught in the middle of Lisa and Monica's feud. That's the description. What? Yeah, I guess, but there's a lot more exciting things. Talk about giving a 13-year-old a golf cart at her birthday. That was fascinating to me. Come talk about these things, please. I don't know why. I always pick one thing in an episode where I'm just fascinated with. I keep thinking about it. I just keep thinking about a 13-year-old getting a pimped out golf cart because that was the dream as a kid, right? Do you remember that? I remember in Kansas growing up, and I wanted so badly a tree house, but in my my stupid 13-year-old mind, I was like, oh my God. I want a treehouse, but I want it to be 3 levels. I want one of the levels to be underground. I'm going to fully furnish it. Remember when you just had, you were just basically an idiot and you didn't realize about money and how things worked in the world, but you were like, okay, so it's that treehouse. To even tell you, I don't even think we had a tree in the back. backyard. But I was so excited about the thought of a treehouse, and I remember thinking that I could build it out in the backyard, and from my second floor window, I would attach some kind of wire that you would see in movies where you could swing from the wire into the treehouse. And I remember thinking that specifically. Like, and there was no thoughts in my head of like, I wonder if my parents will be cool with the construction it's going to take to build this treehouse, and if they're cool with me hooking up a wire that I would swing from my actual room to the treehouse. And then my buddy Patrick Mulcahy, who lived right next door to me, they built a treehouse, and it was like your standard treehouse. And it's like, but we still thought it was just magical. And we would go up there and like we had like a couple I don't know why I'm whispering. We had a couple Playboy magazines, and you would just like flip through, or like a Penthouse Forum, and it was like whoa, it was like woo, and just have like candy bars and like baseball cards. I mean, that's pretty much the most manly I've ever been in my life when I was 8 years old. That was like the most guy-like I'd ever been. Like after that, I got really into musicals and Housewives and things like that. But when I was 8, man, I was a pimp, dude. You wouldn't want to mess with me, dude. Bad boy of podcasting, So that is where we're at. We always start each episode with scenes from the previous episodes of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. So here we go. First, we see Heather talking about Jack Barlow's upcoming Mormon mission, and we see him announcing he's going to be assigned in Bogota, Colombia. Now, this is the thing where, Heather giving her opinions on Mormonism, it's like, I'm glad she has mental clarity on where she is with that religion, but you got to let everybody have their path. And Jack Barlow, even in this episode of the role, he just seems like a carefree dude. He's like, oh, rad, dude. Fresh to death. Yeah. Like, he seems like so chill. I will tell you, I told you this, I talked to John Barlow at BravoCon for a second, and he was telling me, because I was asked how Jack was doing at the MTC, which I think that's what it's called, the Mormon Training Center, and he said there was a little holdup with some of his paperwork. So he was held back and didn't get to go to Colombia, but his training partner got to go. So they're trying to figure that out, which might take an extra week or two. And then I was joking about Lisa, and he was like, oh, I think Lisa's going to buy property in Colombia. Can you imagine that? She just buys every house in Colombia just to make sure that there's a friendly face every time Jack goes to knock on a door. But I will say John Barlow, very, very nice man. Very nice man. And in the moment, I forgot that he actually did his 2-year mission in Las Vegas, because that would have been a great icebreaker for John. I would like, hey, you enjoying being back in Vegas? Huh? Was this like, were you going door to door at Caesar's Palace trying to spread the word? So we see Heather talking about Jack Barlow's mission, and we see Jack Barlow with that announcement party that was fresh, where he was just like, I just want liquid death and charcuterie, Mom. Fudge College, dude. We had a Fudge College later in this episode with Whitney's daughter, Bobby, where she was like, I'm 13. I can drink as much Dr. Pepper as I want, Mom. And I'm like, that's the kind of youthful rebellion we need. Like, you see this? I'm going to pound through this 2-liter of Dr. Pepper. There was one scene with the kids at this party where they're all hovered around the soda thing, where you could they were like squirting like little like cream and purple and like making their own drinks. And you guys, it was like, it was like a Harry Styles concert. They were just like crowding around this thing, like, give me the soda. Soda is so important to kids. My nephew was on a real soda bender last year, and I bought him like a little mini fridge and I bought him a bunch of like 2 liters in soda. And but then he realized, like, this is called progress. He was like, I'm just starting to get a lot of headaches and stuff, because he was just pounding soda. And I'm like, yeah, save that for later in your life, like I do. Next, we see Angie K and Lisa discussing Monica and the rumors about Sean. Because remember, they were, Monica was part of that rumor, getting outed that allegedly Sean is, being talked about on the mean streets of Salt Lake City, that he is in demand in the guy market. Now, that is said to be completely not true, but it's also something that I always get fascinated with. Like, if I go to the mean streets of Salt Lake, am I going to hear Sean's name? Is he going to be like, yo, psst, psst, come here. You know Sean? He's a hairdresser. His wife wears huge glasses that look like a windshield. Guys like him. Like, is that what happens? Then we see the scene with Monica and Angie K fighting over at Angie K's Easter brunch. Oh, sorry, I mean Greek Easter brunch. Fun little tidbit. Angie K is Greek. And then we see Monica versus her mom from last episode. So this Monica mom, LD Millionaire, is the mom's Twitter handle, and she is spouting this. You see where Monica gets a little bit of her verbiage through her mom, and it is very hard to discern. We're hearing a bunch of stories, and also I will say I did hear at BravoCon, and even in today I read an interview with Heather Gay that says I don't trust anything that comes out of Monica's mouth. And I think that's interesting, and I want to know why you don't trust anything that comes out of Monica's mouth. Now, I really don't think Monica would bring on her mom just to destroy her mom. I believe this comes from a very real place. I don't think she's making up her family history at all, but it's a very obviously a tense situation that we're picking up on, and that they're just arguing all the time. And I think it's very real to me in a sense, and I think that's actually what part of the thing that is making Salt Lake good, because we have these real arguments on top of like insanity and like leaving reality in other scenes. So I think it's like part of the mix. But yeah, she is. There's a lot of issues with Monica, but I do like Monica. I do like her a lot. What do you got? Where are you guys at with Monica? I do like her a great deal. I'm just curious, if they are not getting along with her, where do we go from here? How does this work if nobody trusts her? And that's why I think this reunion that's coming up is going to be an amazing, amazing reunion. And obviously that's why they didn't have the Salt Lake City panel at BravoCon, because man, it seems like it's going to pop off. But I really wish for BravoCon they would have had something, because they could have just teased it. We want to feel those vibes, those bad vibes, and go, woo, oh my God, my nipples are out. This is amazing. They can cut glass. This is like the tension. You can feel it everywhere. Also, we see Monica and Heather's conversation about her mom and their toxic relationship, as Monica explained to the women how bad her relationship with her mom is. And then lastly, we see Monica and her mom from that dinner from hell last week, where Linda calls Monica a motherfucker. Get over it. Get over it. That was when she thought guacamole looked like a beautiful dessert. She's like, oh, this looks like a beautiful dessert. And Monica's like, that's guacamole and chips, Mom. I told you, that was the thing that made me realize that the mom is not on the up and up, because there's no damn way you put some guacamole in front of me and I think that's sorbet or some kind of dessert. Like, there's just no way. And if she's thinking that guacamole is dessert, then what else is going on? We can't even imagine the depravity in her mind if she thinks that's what it is. We open on this episode with a shot of Monica walking into a bakery called Pink Sweets. We're like, oh, 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 oh. We have that choral music. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Angie K walks in next and they order. The place is just all pink. Monica orders a tiramisu cake and Angie K orders a strawberry banana smoothie and a piece of strawberry cake. The ladies are discussing how cute the bakery is and the wall of roses that they have. And Angie K's like, I bought a little gift for you and your children. And Monica's like, oh, that is so sweet. It's sort of for you too. It's a really sweet book. It's just about loving yourself, and it's actually called 50 Shades of Grey, you guys. It's the 50 Shades of Grey trilogy. It's about a man who likes to tie up a woman and spank her and do weird things, but at its core, it's about loving yourself. No, she says, it's a book about loving yourself and like asking for help when you need it. It's called science. It's called Dianetics. No, I think it's a great message to share with your kids, Monica, and I felt terrible about the way you left sad, and that things were not good with you and your mom at our Greek Easter. So just all of it. So, and she hands the book to Monica, and Monica's like, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I love that it's a horse. That's definitely some little Electra. That's very kind. Yeah, I hate that it went so badly as well. I know, Monica, I do too. And Monica's like, for me, telling you what was being said was my way of being a friend. She's talking about the Sean situation. And AJK's like, okay, well, I understand what Meredith was the one dropping the threats, right? But then Lisa's telling me that you are doubling down by saying, well, yeah, even people are saying he's good in bed. And yeah, he is good in bed, Monica, but my bed, but not in somebody else's bed. So there is part of the rumor that is complimentary. It's like when people say that John Hamm has a huge dong because he wears those sweatpants and you can see the outline. That's a huge compliment. Like I always said, like, I want that compliment. Like, yeah, I would love for somebody to say, like, oh my God, I saw the outline of his dong and it's just like, it's amazing, you know? What a great compliment to get. So the compliment was, you know, he's sleeping with men, but they all say he's amazing in bed. So The man part is supposedly not true, but the good part of that rumor is that he's knocking it out of the park. Like, wouldn't it suck if, like, oh, he was sleeping with men and he just wasn't good at it? Like, this guy is supposedly in these rumors knocking it out of the park. I mean, so that is it. Let's, always glass half full, right? Glass half full. So sorry. Monica's like, okay. And Angie K's like, that hurt me. And I thought, why would she do that? And Monica should have said, to give you a storyline, girl. But Monica says, I didn't do that. I did say something about boyfriends, but I never said about his performance. So now it's funny. Maybe Angie K is actually making up the fact that he was good in bed. She's like, oh, well, I just kind of added the part that he's good in bed. Because if you're going to get hit with this rumor and it's not true, let's put a little positivity into it. That's a Greek tradition. We get a flashback to her telling Lisa, the rumor is Sean fucks men. He has like boyfriends running around the city bragging about their sex. And she said, I feel like whatever Lisa says to you is doctrine, and you believe her over everyone, Angie K. And I'm not going to attack your relationship with her, but it is actually very damaging when she's telling you things that were said that were not said, Angie K. My intent was never to cause harm. And Angie's like, well, and that's where I want to end it. I'm done. I just want to let you know why I still had some feelings. And Monica's like, and I'll be aware more of that moving forward. And Angie K's like, okay, thank you. I feel good, Monica. We're sitting down. We're not raising our voices. And that's all I wanted to do on Easter. Greek Easter. Like, when your daughters walked out of there, I was devastated for them. I was devastated for those girls. And Monica goes, that was the most family thing my kids have done in years. And we start crying. So we're crying within the first 4 minutes of the episode. And she's like, no, honestly. And to walk into that house and see everything you did with that kid table, I really was so touched, Angie. And Angie's like, I felt that. And Monica's like, and I was so grateful that my kids were able to be around other kids in a family gathering setting because those are core memories that they don't get to have. And Angie's like, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. In a confessional, we see Monica and Mike, her husband, and he looks like actually a pretty decent looking dude. Michael was the one we find out with a mom and dad and brothers and sisters, and we see that photo come on screen, and Monica's like, they had a big family home, and I didn't have that. And then when the affair happened, obviously that changed everything, because remember, Monica did the hippity dippity with her husband's sister's husband. Woo! Can we get a picture of that, Bravo? I mean, not the actual hippity dippity, but like I want to see the guy she cheated with. I mean, just think about what goes through your mind. Like, what is the thing that even starts that? So Angie K says, I never knew this about you, Monica. I had no idea. And Monica's like, no, you have no idea. Like, my mom, there's so much stuff that I don't talk about to, like, protect her. Has Monica's mom ever met Jen Shaw? And by the way, now I predict Monica's mom's probably going to go visit Jen Shaw in prison just to get some backup. Monica in a confessional is like, my mom never came to holidays and things like that with us before. But after the affair, my mom started coming over to my house for every holiday. And I'm at least grateful for that. But I mean, most of the time it would usually end in a fight. And after every holiday, I would be like, why do I invite her? It is interesting, though, and I said this earlier, and I was like, I don't think Monica would bring her mom on to ruin their relationship completely. But then at the same time, I will say Monica's aware of how Housewives shows run. She was friendly or friends with Jen Shaw before she was a witness for the FBI or whatever it was. So she knows how these shows operate. Was there a part of Monica going, okay, I can totally actually say my real feelings about my mom and kind of let America decide where they stand on this, because deep down, I think she's horrible. Angie K says, well, I think that's natural, Monica, that like we love, our family members, sometimes even not at their best moments. Angie K actually says a very truth there, because Monica obviously did love other family members in her own family. Monica's like, yeah. And Angie's like, but one thing that I want to tell you, because I want to be able to build trust with you. My mom was an alcoholic. She went through, a lot of struggles and self-medicated. And so my childhood was not perfect. thank God my dad was solid. I think that's kind of the only thing that really kept me, grounded. By the way, we had that scene last week with Angie K and her dad cooking soup in the kitchen, and her dad does seem extremely grounded, which also leads me to believe, leads me to wonder how Angie K started wearing windshields on her face. Like, where did Angie K get the extreme? Like, her look completely changed. She dresses. I mean, she had pigtails at one point. Like Margaret Joseph's "Eat Your Heart Out," pigtails, you guys. Like, how did that all come to fruition? Because the dad seemed like just such a down-to-earth man. And obviously, he was trying to support the family. Angie K in a confessional goes, I had a hard time growing up without a mother because remember, she lost her when she was 8 years old, you guys. And I never had the opportunity. Wait, real quick, by the way, did I ask you, how are you guys doing today? Are you good? I'm so sorry. I was so rude. I think I started this recap without asking, but I hope you're okay. Okay, back to the recap. I never had the opportunity to have my mother as a part of my life when I was becoming a young woman, and I really needed a role model and to see, like, this is the relationship she has with her mother. It saddens me because I didn't have a chance to love my mother. Monica in this scene says, I didn't know about your mom, by the way. Angie's like, yeah, I mean, I know we've talked about our kids, but we probably never really, discussed our moms. Monica's like, we've never discussed our moms. And Angie's like, yeah, and you do not need to recreate what you hated. I am here for you. And Monica goes, and I appreciate that. I really do. And I am sorry, too, for everything. And I do think there is a lot more to both of us that we need to give each other the space and chance to be able to let that grow. And Angie's like, that means so much to me. And Monica's like, I mean that. And Angie K goes, I'm so glad we got together. And Monica's like, me too. And Angie K goes, this feels so much better. It's like, okay, check. And then it's like, we should have just said, okay, see you at the end of the episode when I call you old. Hey. No, I will say for those scenes, these are the scenes that actually are great. They're not heavily dramatic, but I like when you see these commonalities between people that have had disagreements. And I will say, even in real life, if you don't get along with somebody or you have a hard time having conversations with them, ask them about their parents, because either they love their parents, they've had maybe an abusive relationship with their parents, or maybe their parents have, are not with us anymore. But people usually like to tell stories about families. People usually like to be asked sometimes, and it can bring you closer together. It's a real, not an easy icebreaker, but it is an icebreaker. And I think these moments actually really provide for some growth. Well, now we go on over to Whitney's house. Whitney's doing that little dance at the bottom of the screen, like, I am Whitney. This is my Whitney dance. I have my arms in the air and I shake it side to side. Lisa pulls up to Whitney's house and gets tiki torches out of her car. And I'm like, uh-oh, Leah McSweeney. Yeah. They have a tarp set up in the backyard and paint. Whitney in a confessional goes, this week might actually be the week that tips me over the edge. I have 2 large events back to back. Bobby's 13th birthday and my Prism event, introducing my jewelry line to Salt Lake City. We flash back to see a scene between Whitney and Bobby discussing the party, and she says she wants a beach blowout theme, or beach luau theme party. And Whitney starts laughing. It's luau, not luau. And then she goes, you are so my daughter. It's insane to me. Then we see a clip of Whitney on the phone planning her Prism launch events. A lot of events in Whitney's life right now. Whitney in the confessional goes, thank God for good skincare, Botox, and a friend who's a party planner, because without them, I'd look as bad as I feel. Like, I feel bad and I look bad. Whitney does look stunning. And in person, she is so pretty, you guys. Lisa and Whitney, they start painting the tiki torches with bright neon paint. And Lisa's like, is Bobby ready for her? Are you guys? Sorry. Sometimes I need to warm up with the Lisa voice because I forget, like, is Bobby ready for her party? And when he's like, yeah, my mom's coming. Amazing. How did you get your mom to come? I told her, I'm like, I don't know if grandma's gonna come. And Bobby goes, grandma can't say no to me. Watch. Did she call her? Yeah, she called her. And then my mom texted me and I was like, all right, I'll be there. And he's like, oh my gosh, I love that. That'll be fun for her. I know. But 13, that's a big number. I know. And she's definitely not a little girl anymore. Like, she's a teenager for sure. That's so crazy. Like, oh my gosh, think of all the things she can do now that she's 13. Please don't remind me, Lisa. And she's getting a golf cart. She has no idea. We're like going all out. This is what I was like, did I hear that right? She's getting a golf cart? I mean, wait, I'm sorry. We're going to come back to this later, but what the fuck? Are we just letting kids drive golf carts? I've got a bad knee. I don't want to be run over by a kid gang in like a neighborhood on golf carts. Like, are you kidding me? Like, we're just kids making fun of me in a golf cart speeding past me. Like, I mean, that's just what I picture is just like little golf cart kid gangs. It's too much. Whitney in a confessional goes, giving Bobby this golf cart was a huge debate between Justin and I. For a 13-year-old flying around on a golf cart, there's no doors, there's no seatbelts, there's no airbags. Yes, yes, and yes. Yeah, don't do it. Like, don't do it. Put that money in an IRA or something. Put it towards her. Like, what are you? What? Get her a golf cart? No airbag, seatbelt? Yeah, let's do it. She has no experience with driving. Let's put her in a motorized vehicle. When he's like, the second she picks up a boy, we're done. Oh, that's going to do it? Like, she's already driving the golf cart. I mean, the golf cart is like it's a gateway drug to get a man. Shouldn't be this. I'm so tired. I'm just getting upset. Whitney's confessional goes, but on the flip side, she can help me get Brooks to and from school. She can run errands, and she can be my personal Uber. No. Like what? Like Bobby's gonna pick you? Like, Bobby, it's me. I've had a couple drinks. I've had too many dollar aritas at Applebee's. Will you come get me, please? Like little Bobby driving around Salt Lake. Like, Bobby, will you go pick up your grandparents at the airport? Seriously, where are we sending this girl? Like, she's just all of a sudden truly like a Lyft driver. Lisa's like, okay, I love it with the pink, tin roof rusted. And when they have multiple colors on them, they're gonna look so good. Bubby's gonna love this. Do I know everyone who's coming, Whitney? So far, I've invited Heather, you, Ange, Meredith, and I probably won't invite Mary. I don't want to put her out. I know that she's probably wouldn't want to do it, and I just don't want to open her up to saying mean things. Sorry. So I wouldn't want her to open up to saying mean things about me around my kids. Yeah, I hear that. I mean, could you imagine Mary Cosby shows up to the roller skating ring and chastises Whitney in front of little Bobby? Like, hey, bobblehead, go give me a soda, bobblehead. Why are you giving a 13-year-old girl a golf cart, bobblehead? Little girl. Oh, there's two little girls. Little Bobby, little girl, and Big Whitney, little girl. Whitney in a confessional goes, to be honest, the last time Mary was around my sorry. to be to to be honest, the last time Mary was around my kids, it wasn't the best. We flashed back to 2 years ago when Mary came to Whitney's and said, one of my church members, their daughter had a crash and she was ejected from the sunroof and fell down into a neighborhood. And Bobby asks, is she still alive? And Mary responds, no. By the way, let's not put a golf cart out there. Are you fucking... There's no doors or windows. Fuck a sunroof. Whitney in a confessional goes, I think my kids are still a little scared. Mommy, come check my bedroom. Is there a Mary Cosby under my bed? Lisa's like, should we let these dry for a little bit? And Whitney's like, yeah, I've tried so many times to mend that relationship with Mary Cosby, and I don't think she likes me. This is all about Bobby. Yeah, so it's like, whoever's gonna make Bobby feel good, have them there. When he's like, I invited Monica and her girls. I talked with Monica. She's in a very abusive situation with her mom. We get a flashback to 1 week earlier in a scene where Monica says, I am so broken right now, and seeing my mom and how she treated me like shattered something for me. My mom, I swear to you, finds different ways to hurt me every single day. And Lisa goes, I love when things are conveniently abusive. Oh, say what? Lisa came to fight. And when he's like, what do you mean, Lisa? You know what? You can be abused and you can also be abusive. If your mom's so horrible, fucking make changes. I don't think she's sincere in anything, so it seems like a convenient time to have this huge issue with her mother. And when he's like, really? At this point, I don't even value anything she says. And when he's like, Lisa, if you haven't been in a relationship that's abusive, you don't understand how hard it is to, one, even recognize that there's abuse there and manipulation and that it's toxic. But I'm like, you're bringing this on yourself. The way she treated her mother was horrible, and the destructive conversation she's having about Sean and Angie's marriage. It has nothing to do with her mother. It has everything to do with who Monica is. To me, it feels like an excuse, and it felt awfully convenient that she's like, oh my gosh, it's because of what I'm dealing with my mother. It's because of how horrible my mother is. And then it's like, oh, feel so bad for me. Well, I don't feel bad for her. So Lisa just laid it down, man. Lisa laid pipe right there. Like, that is wild. Saying that, like, listen, you can be abused and you can also be abusive. And there is some truth to that. But at the same time, there is this empathy that Whitney has that Lisa just isn't willing. Lisa's already made up her mind. Just like Lisa made up her mind with Heather Gay that first season. And when he's like, I have to choose to believe Monica. Lisa in a confessional was like, the bottom line is your trauma is not an excuse for you to treat us all like shit. And it's definitely not an excuse to go spread a rumor about our friend. And then in the scene, Lisa's like, to me, she's manipulative. We go to a commercial break. We come back. And we open the next scene at a bar where Heather is meeting Meredith. The ladies are greeting each other. You can leave. You want to talk about the moons? And we talk about that. We do that. Did you know sometimes I've always used to go? Don't believe that. The ladies greet each other and they sit down at the bar. And Heather's like, how's it going? It's good. It's good. It's been like, it's been a busy day. Meredith seems very relaxed in this scene. Heather's like, right? It's life. I was just tracking a shipment because Georgie's shoes for prom haven't been delivered yet. What about the dress? Oh, the dress is here. And the dress is great. It's fabulous. Prom. Oh my God. Prom. Your prom days are over. And Meredith's like, yeah, that's long gone. And Heather's like, isn't that crazy though how quickly it goes? Huh, I'll have grandchildren. And it just kind of hangs in the air. And Meredith just stares off in his face. I'll have grandchildren. Grandma Meredith. Interesting. And Heather just stares at Meredith, and Heather's like, you said grandchildren. And it freaked me out. And then they both laugh. And Heather's like, speaking of the kids, what do you think about Jack's mission? And I'm like, great, Heather. Let's not talk about anything in your life. Let's talk about a 17-year-old boy's life. And Meredith goes, it's so wild, I mean, I didn't realize that it was like literally 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Yeah, that's a common misconception about Mormon missions is usually it's just like a 2-day, 4-hour-a-day job, but it really is 7 days a week. I like that Meredith I thought it was like volunteer work, like giving blood or something like that. I just had to take the Mormon out of you. I don't even know. It's crazy. I'm hearing a lot of rumors about the Mormon religion. Heather's like, yeah, it's hard, Meredith. It's a huge commitment, but like, poor Jack Barlow. He's got to go out there and preach, Mormonism by the book. And Meredith goes, hardcore. It's hardcore. And Heather's like, and I don't think that's what he's been raised in. According to Lisa, he's been raised in East Coast Mormon, which I don't know if it translates. And Meredith's like, wait, there's such a thing as East Coast versus West Coast? And then I was like, oh shit, dude, it ain't just rap anymore. It's Mormon religion. Like, oh shit, let's call our friend Snoop Dogg. East Coast versus West Coast Mormons? Oh my God, this is the part where it cracked me up, and this whole scene cracked me up because Heather so badly wants to be everything Mormon, even though she stepped away from the church. There's elements of a little Bethany Frankel reality reckoning here. It's like the Mormon reckoning where Heather's like, I've done it. I have done the mission. I have missioned my little heart out. And now, all these years later, I don't believe the Mormon is the right religion anymore. I think Bravo's my new religion. Andy Cohen is my new religion. But I just love this East Coast, West Coast. I had never heard of such a thing, but I like that there's potential battles where East Coast Mormons look down on West Coast Mormons. And Heather's like, no. She just says that Lisa just says she has a cool bishop, so she can wear strapless dresses and she can sell tequila and she can sell. And Meredith's like, wait, you can wear strapless dresses in the church? Meredith said that, and I almost thought Meredith was like, maybe I need to get out of Judaism and go to Mormonism because I love a strapless dress. We flash back to Greek Easter when Lisa told Heather that she was like, I'm going to wear a strapless dress to church, and John agrees. And Heather's like, really? But at the same time, mind your fucking business. Whatever. I don't, I hope at the end, I hope if God exists and he's up there, I hope you don't, like, the first whole fucking week, you have to go through your life and he's like, what were those fucking old Navy jeans, Ryan? Like, it made your ass look huge. Like, your thighs were already big. Are you really, like, if he's going through my fashion churches, he's like, I was personally offended when you wore so much American Eagle Outfitters your senior year of high school. Like, if that happens, I'm just going to be like, it'll be such a bummer, I'll be like, oh my God, now I'm here forever. God, I'm so sorry, God. We're having good fun here, right? But I love all of these ins and out rules. And Heather's like, I had to do it the right way. And Lisa just comes in and she was always popular and she gets to be the correct Mormon. It's just not fair. Heather's like, I'm like, please take me to your church, Lisa, because wherever you're practicing is a faith I've never known of. And the fuck you, Lisa Barlow. It's like, how dare you? I had to wear magic underwear. I had to wear a chastity belt. There was no part of my skin ever showing, and you're in there with your strapless little shoulders full of Taco Bell and Diet Coke. Heather in a confessional goes, you always cover your shoulders or you aren't worthy to enter the temple. Lisa's brand of Mormonism doesn't exist. It's like someone's taken a bag and hot glue gunned, two interlocking C's and called it Chanel. Okay, whoever wrote that line, that's cute. But also just mind your business, right? Like, spirituality is a very personal thing. And I just find it funny when people really judge, like, oh, you're not a good Catholic, or you're a bad Mormon, or you're a good, it's like, oh my God, you guys, don't worry. At the end of the day, we're going to find out in the end, like, don't worry. You don't need to worry about what Lisa wears at church because at the end of the day, it's not going to be your decision, So Meredith goes, I guess at the end of the day, I love that Meredith brings, well, I guess in summation, the moral of the story is faith is how you choose to, and then Meredith nods off. No, faith is how you choose to define it. And maybe the Mormon faith doesn't accept her definition, but there you go. I don't know. Heather in a confessional goes, it's just a hard pill for me to swallow because Lisa gets to be as nuanced of a Mormon as she wants, but I'm invalidated and excluded. Here we go. It comes back to Heather. This is the real issue. I'm excluded and just no longer welcome in the community. Heather is saying this in a full restaurant in Utah. Like, I want to see the shunning. Like, I want to see Heather shunned. I want to see people going, bad Mormon, get away. I want to see people picketing. I notice Heather in scenes all the time. I mean, like, she's out in public. I want to see people passing Heather and giving her dirty Mormon looks like, you and your disgusting shoulders. I'm seeing all that skin. Like, where is the shunning? Because you keep telling us about it, and I'm sure it is real, obviously, in a sense. But this is becoming her whole personality, and I feel like maybe this is her storyline, and that's why it's being pushed so hard on us. But it's like, I want to know more about Heather. Like, what about your dating life, Heather? We found out more about your daughter than you. Like, you got to be more than just coming down on a kid's son for his mission. You're more than this. What's going on in your dating life? What's going on? Give us specific examples of the shuns. And Mary's like, wow, okay, wow, that's crazy. And Heather's like, so, I mean, how are you doing after cross-country skiing, Meredith? It's a great segue. We flash back to Whitney inviting Meredith to Bobby's birthday, but telling her Angie is also going to be there and she wants the party to be a safe space. So she's like, I want to tell you that Bobby's having a birthday. I would like you there, but NGK is also coming. I want this to be a safe space. And Mary's like, I mean, I do understand your concern about there being a fight at her daughter's birthday party, but that, to me, is very fair. It's very legitimate. So I'll bring a gift. I'll wish her a happy birthday, and I'll dip out. Maybe I should send her a text ahead of time and just say, I'm coming by. I'm not going to stay a long time. And there's like, no, French exit it. It'll be great. And then they both laugh. You can leave. By the way, that's what Meredith should like just pop into that roller skating party and go, "You can leave, everybody, Angie K, you can leave." Next scene, we arrive back at Whitney's and we see her and Bobby getting ready for the party. I really do love the relationship between Whitney and Bobby. It's very cute. And there is something exciting I remember about being like turning 13 and thinking like, oh my God, I turned this huge corner in life. I'm a man. I'm starting to get pubes. I'm joking. It's a family show. But, no, I mean, I was growing up. Like, it was really exciting and scary and all of those things. Whitney's like, I just can't believe you're 13. It feels like yesterday that I had you. And Bobby tries to respond, but somebody's doing her makeup, and she isn't sure how to talk while they're putting on makeup. She's like, am I allowed to talk on makeup? Like, it was very cute. She starts laughing, and Bobby's like, can I talk? And Whitney's like, yeah, you can still talk. And Bobby's like, I don't know. I've never done lip liner. You can just be normal. Just be normal, Bobby. And we see Bobby kind of contorting her lips, obviously unsure about how to hold her mouth while this guy is putting on the lip gloss. But she starts laughing. You can tell she's just so excited. And Bobby's like, I can't be normal. And everybody's laughing. The dad's in the room. And Whitney's like, relax your mouth. Relax. And Bobby's like, I can't. I'm laughing. There's a flash over to Justin watching this. And I will say, remember last week's storyline where Justin was like, sorry, babe. I gotta work. I gotta put bread on this table. I can't be there for both parties. How did it change all of a sudden? And where was that conversation that he was like, oh, just kidding. I quit. Like, why is he here at this party? Whitney in a confessional is like, watching my baby girl get glammed. It feels like, by the way, Bethany Frankel's show that it got passed on by Bravo was like Housewives in Training with little kids. We could get Bobby in there. Watching my baby girl get glammed. It feels like last week was her first birthday party, and I remember Bobby diving into her cake as 1 year old, and it was her first time having sugar. And we see a picture of that. I can't believe I'm sitting here looking at a teenager. Bobby looks at herself in the mirror when they finish her makeup, and Bobby's like, whoa, I have eyebrows! And everyone starts laughing again. It was very cute. Next scene, we arrive at Heather's house with her and her daughters, and Heather's like, Georgia, you want to come help me wrap some of these presents? Annabelle and Georgie come into the kitchen to help Heather wrap the gifts for Bobby's party. And George is like, who's all coming? And there's like, all of Whitney's relatives. And I wonder if, you know what? I'm going to call Angie K because I wonder if she's bringing Electra. I really think you can be like big sisters to her girls. Heather FaceTimes Angie K and holds up a stuffed unicorn to the camera to say hello. And Angie K's like, that is so cute, a stuffed unicorn. Oh, and Heather's like, wait, are you getting glammed? What's underneath your jacket? And Angie K's like, a little bedazzle, girl. And Heather's like, Angie, that is not a Hawaiian sunset theme. And Angie K's like, you're right. It isn't very Hawaiian, but it's sort of disco derby. And Heather's like, yeah, it's roller skating for sure. It's great. I mean, you look good. And Angie K's like, you look pretty. And Heather's like, thank you. We're excited. We're going to have some fun tonight. Do you know everyone that's coming? And Angie K's like, you know what? I've only talked to Lisa today. And Heather's like, is Jack coming? Is Lisa coming? Heather says the sons, is Jack Barlow coming? My new mission is to talk to Jack Barlow about his mission. Angie K's like, I think both the kids are coming. Did you hear the good news? He's going to Columbia for his mission. And Heather's like, he got his mission call? And Angie K's like, yeah, Lisa did a whole announcement yesterday at her little brunch. And Heather's like, wait, so she did an announcement? Angie K, have you gone on Amazon lately? Have you typed in Bad Mormon and seen that I wrote a book called Bad Mormon? Why wasn't I there? Flashback to one day earlier at the brunch with Lisa, John, Henry, Jack, Whitney, Justin, Angie K, and Sean. And Jack's like, yo, I'm going to Bogota, Colombia, yo. Angie K's like, yeah, she had a little brunch. You know, honestly, it was just so small. It wasn't small. There was like 70 kids there. Heather's like, who was there? And Angie K's like, Justin and Whitney, Lisa's family. And Heather's like, oh, an intimate gathering of, okay. It sounds like her best supporters. And Angie K's like, oh, Heather, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Heather in a confessional goes, this just feels like more of the same rejection I have been experiencing, but it stings, especially more coming from Lisa Barlow because you're loosey-goosey about Mormonism, you and your damn shoulders, except when it comes down to excluding me. Then all of a sudden, you know, you're a soldier for the gospel. How does Heather not get this through her thick head? Are you kidding me? Like, this is easy. Like, if somebody is doing this, the family supports it. We don't want somebody that just like legitimately wrote a book about all the things that are wrong in the church and their experience. Like, that's not the time to do it at an announcement party, a celebration. I mean, why can't Heather see that? It's just, déclassé. Let people come to it when they need to come to it. Like, I don't agree with the tenets of the Mormon faith at all. I don't. And I have a lot of friends that were raised in the Mormon religion, but I do sometimes, there's little aspects that you respect. And I think trying to be closer to some sort of higher power, there is something noble in that. And there's also something noble in wanting to serve something other than yourself. I don't agree with the Mormon church, but I do agree that it is interesting and sometimes really good about like trying to help other people. It's that simple. And I think that's what you see with a lot of Mormons is that they're just so hopped up on the spirits, and it's before life's beating them down in a sense. And that's why I think potentially why they have youths do it, because they are so full of vim and vigor, and their eyes are full of like sunshine and promise before they move to Los Angeles and become a podcaster. So Heather in this scene goes, so that'll be a fun night, Angie K. I'll just avoid her tonight so I don't like lose my temper. Yeah, Heather, come at Lisa Barlow. See how that goes. We come back from commercial. We go back to Whitney's house. We see that little dancing Whitney in the corner. I'm dancing in the lower half of the screen. Bobby's friends arrive at her house to wish her a happy birthday. It's the big day, folks. They get on a party bus. This girl got a party bus at 13 years old. I wasn't on my first party bus until I was 26, damn it. I was talking about this, like my buddy Nick used to rent party buses like once a year, and he would like do this whole downtown tour. And actually my bachelor party when I got married was a party bus, and it went from haunt to haunt, and it was just so fun. But I will tell you, it's wild, man. These party buses, that's another thing. Like, I don't trust a 13-year-old in a golf cart. I don't trust 26-year-olds in party buses. I remember being on the top of the double-decker party bus, and the thing was open. I almost knocked my head off under, like, a bridge, and I was like, holy shit. Like, I was like, I almost died. I mean, we're just up there doing Jaeger shots. We've all gone to Arizona State University. By the way, I don't know why I keep saying that I've gone to Arizona State University so much lately. It's just been really in my head. Anyways, the kids are like, happy birthday, Bobby! And they get on this party bus, and the party bus is taking them to the skating rink. And it's just nice to see kids having a fun time. We see all the ladies arriving, greeting each other, and some of them are putting them on their skates. But now we see the Pièce de Résistance, the soda station, and it looks incredible. They have all these like little add-ons, and Bobby's like, I'll take a Dr. Pepper with peach, raspberry, and coconut flavoring. And I was like, that sounds like shit. That sounds like horrible stuff right there. Like, imagine, and I don't know why I'm even coming down on it, because the amount of Diet Coke I drink, shout out to Lisa Barlow, is truly frightening and disgusting. I started off the year, remember, I went like 4 months or 4 or 5 months without drinking Diet Coke, and then when all the shit happened with my mom, I was like, it's either start smoking cigarettes again or hit that Diet Coke. And I fell off that wagon hard. Sorry. It's like I say a lot of horrible things on this, but you would be impressed at how many things that I don't say that like get stuck right into my mouth that I'm about to say, and I'm like, zip it. But I love these kids like hopped up on sugar. They're like, ugh, give me more Dr. Pepper. Lisa meets Whitney's mom. We see Whitney's mom and talks about how you look pretty, and Heather shouting, I need a drink. Heather also then goes and pisses and pukes in a corner. No, I'm joking. She's like, what does a girl have to do at a 13-year-old birthday to get a drink? And someone hands her a drink. We see the ladies skating, some with their kids, some with each other. John Barlow and Justin, they are holding hands and skating together. Hey, no more rumors just about Angie K's husband. Why don't a new hot couple enters the villa? Seth Mark's in the house. What's up, you guys? I'm here. It's me, Seth. All right. You guys ready to roller skate? I'm ready to do this. My beard is trim. I'm feeling good. I love my wife. She's got big hooters. I love hooters. Did I tell? It's a 13-year-old's birthday. It's just great. I'm just happy to be here, you guys. We talk about Jack's upcoming mission and how John Barlow was sent to Vegas, and Seth is like, I would have been done the first week. You would have found me on the penny slots trying to convince a Wheel of Fortune machine to join the Mormon religion. I'm Seth. Whitney skates over, and she's like, I'm skating over to visit with Lisa and NGK. And Lisa's like, and in rolls Malibu Barbie. And then Monica skates over to Meredith and Heather. So I love that this scene is on roller skates. It gives it like a dynamic. Like I said, there's like a little bit of a Fast and Furious vibe. It's very active. And this is how ridiculous Salt Lake is, but I go there with Salt Lake because if you put roller skates on sometimes like the Beverly Hills ladies, I'd be like, boo. But there's something so ridiculous about having all of these ladies in roller skates. You have fucking Angie K in pigtails. It's just a lot, and I love every second of it. Monica skates over, and Monica's like, did you see me out there? The Olympian. And Mary's like, no, I didn't, Monica. I didn't see you out there, honey. And then we go back to Whitney, Lisa, and Angie K all on roller skates. And Whitney's like, have you had a chance to see Heather? And Angie K's like, Lisa, I was super excited about Jack's announcement, and I told her how he was going to Colombia. And Lisa's like, oh. And Angie K's like, and look, it was kind of like, what did you tell her, Angie K? And Angie K's like, it just came out that I was super excited for him, and I think she felt hurt that she wasn't involved or invited to the announcement. And Lisa's like, I don't really think it's that big of a deal. Lisa in a confessional is like, inviting Heather's to Jack's mission brunch doesn't make sense to me. She made it very clear at Easter. Excuse me, Greek Easter at Angie K's. She's Greek. That she doesn't think it's a good idea that Jack's going on a mission. So I'm like shocked that she feels hurt, but Heather and I are in a much better place, and I don't want this non-invite to become a big deal. And Lisa's like, I need a dirty Diet Coke. Every Diet Coke I drink is dirty because I'm the bad boy of podcasting. We're back over to that Meredith, Heather, and Monica scene, and Meredith's like, I'm just so ready to go. And Monica's like, no, already? And Heather's like, if you'll excuse me. And Monica's like, dang, she's leaving in a hurry. And Meredith walks away, and we see her going to tell Seth. She's like, it's time to go. And Seth's like, I'm just getting started here. I'm with the guys. We're talking shop. We're talking about Hooters and God. And then we see Lisa ordering, like, I'd like a dirty Diet Coke with a shot of cream. And Heather's like, Lisa didn't come over here. Are you guys not good at all right now? Are you fine? And Monica's like, literally, ever since I said that Lisa Barlow was materialistic, Lisa's been mad at me. And Heather's like, she ignored you? And Monica's like, yeah. And Heather's like, how much have you talked about your relationship with your mom with Lisa? And Monica's like, I don't talk to Lisa at all. And Heather goes, why would she know anything about your relationship with your mom? And Monica's like, I have no idea why. And Heather's like, well, Lisa said she thinks that your relationship with your mom is embellished and that you're like exaggerating it for attention. Then we get a flashback to 2 days prior when Whitney and Heather are talking. And Whitney's like, Lisa just went off on Monica yesterday. Like I was bashing her, saying all these things about her. And Heather's like, she thinks she's lying about her relationship with her mom? And Whitney's like, she's not buying the story. Can I talk about these flashbacks? I've noticed this especially in Salt Lake City. Now, these flashbacks can be really overused, especially when they're showing us something that we already saw from another episode. But the flashbacks in Salt Lake are different because they're scenes that we've never seen. So they're these little scenes to fill in the blanks. And it's frustrating because I wonder how they're produced. I wonder how much talking gets left on the floor because they're just trying to get those 3 sentences. We're just trying to get Whitney to say, Lisa went off on Monica yesterday. She was bashing her. Heather's like, does she know about the mom thing? And Whitney's like, she's not buying the mom story. That's the 3 lines. But I'm wondering how long they shoot for and call it a day to get those 3 lines. Do you know what I'm saying? But they do that repeatedly in Salt Lake. Just count how many scenes they do flashbacks to that we see like 10-second clip that we've never seen in a previous episode. So it's a different way to do a flashback. But sometimes I'm like, can't we just tell it linear? Why do we have to do, can we just tell it in a linear fashion? But hey, Salt Lake producers, if you're listening, I noticed. I like that you're trying something new. Monica in this scene goes, Lisa doesn't know anything about me. I feel like Lisa's obsessed with me. And Heather's like, and Monica's like my name stays in Lisa's mouth. Like, choke on it, Lisa. I mean, I just can't imagine being middle-aged and so bitter. Fuck off, Lisa. Like, if your life is so perfect, go live it and be happy. And Monica's like, I was like, damn, this Monica. I really do want to talk to Monica on the podcast. And I just thought of a question today while I was like watching this again. I was like, I want Monica to humiliate me. Like, I want Monica, somebody that I don't know. I bet she could make me cry in like 30 seconds. Like, I want to ask her to do a read on me. Like, hey, just out of the, you're like, oh, what up, you fucking middle-aged podcaster? You even look like a bedwetter. And I'll be like, did you hear the podcast? No, you just legitimately look like a bedwetter. You look like you went to ASU. You're a little chunky, and you look like you smell. And I'd be like, oh my God, she nailed it. Nailed it. But that was like a really intense thing. Like, fuck off, Lisa. And Heather's like, I know, girl. And Monica's like, why do you care about my relationship with my mom so much? Like, why does Lisa care? Monica in a confessional is like, I am trying so hard not to say something and to remember that this is a little girl's birthday party. Could you imagine that? It would be like the scene from Carrie that Stephen King movie with Sissy Spacek. She just completely ruins this 13-year-old girl's birthday party. Monica's like, she has special powers, like the doors of the roller skating rink. Like she controls them with her mind. All of a sudden, like a bucket of blood drops on Monica, and she's like, "Fuck Lisa Barlow, you can leave." Like, is there something bad? There is something bad. Every scene with Meredith now, I just want her to be fed drinks so she can be like, "The rules and the laws. You want to talk about the you can fuck off." Anyway, Anyways, she's like, "I'm trying not to say this at a little girl's birthday party, and I don't need to be the auntie that's ready to turn up, but actually try and keep my mouth shut. I'm telling you, it could be like an Olympic sport." So she's saying how much effort it's taking her to keep her mouth shut. Now, it is interesting, though. It shows a different shade of Monica that we've seen in little pieces, but we've seen Monica be really nice. We've seen her go through this stuff with her mom, but we cannot forget that Monica has an acid tongue, that she is not some damsel in distress. She is ready to throw down at a moment's notice, and I think that's important to point out. So she's not some like wilting flower that needed to be saved. Lisa rolls over to Monica. Now, this is what I'm talking about. Fucking Lisa Barlow rolling over on roller skates. Like, "Hey," and I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" And there's like, "Well, we were just talking about Whitney told me that you think Monica's embellishing the issues with her mom." And Lisa's like, "Wait, what?" And then we go to a commercial break. We come back and Lisa's like, "It was a snarky comment. That's all it was." Thank you, Lisa. I love that Lisa was like, "Yeah, I said it. It was meant to be hurtful." It was meant to be mean and asshole of me. That's what it was. Lisa in the confessional was like, "Wow, word travels fast in this group." Lisa goes, like, "I was excited to meet your mom, Monica, and your girls at Easter. And I thought that was like a disaster." Monica's like, "It was a disaster. It was a total disaster. And I feel like she was trying to smooth things over." And Monica's like, "Listen, my mom was very, very charming and very charismatic and very nice. And guess what? So was Ted Bundy. My mom has two sides. She is very, very abusive. My kids don't even want to be around her. Like, there is a lot that you don't know." This is the second episode in a row that Ted Bundy has been brought up. I want to you remember at Heather's tailgate? Like, they brought up Ted Bundy then. Like, what is the Ted Bundy? This fucking Salt Lake. It's fucking weird as hell. I'm telling you, this place is like Twin Peaks. There's weird shit going on. So Lisa's like, "Why did you bring her to why did you bring her to Easter then? Why did you even have her there?" And Monica's like, "Well, we have a very up and down relationship. It's very high highs and very low lows." And Lisa's like, "Okay, I was just wondering if your mom helps with your kids, if she's present in their life." And Monica's like, "You want to ask them? Because they're here." "No, Monica, I don't want to ask your kids that question." And Monica's like, "Well, because I feel like you don't believe anything I say. Maybe you need to hear it from a fucking 5-year-old. And I'm like, "Woo, shit." Monica, Lisa, it is popping off. And Monica in a confessional goes, "My girls have absolutely vocalized frustrations about their Vovo." I guess Vovo is like grandma in, in some other language, some other non-English. And flashback to Monica shopping with her daughter 1 week earlier. So this is another one of those scenes I just told you about where they set up the cameras, they filmed Monica and her daughter shopping, and it's like the little girl goes, "You know that what Vovo is doing to us doesn't reflect how you are as a mom." Like, imagine, I don't know, there's something so sad that they had a kid on camera. Like, it was like, imagine if my mom, Becky Bailey, had me go on camera to talk shit about one of my grandmas. Like, I would just feel bad about that. Monica in a confessional goes, "My kids can see that she is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde." And Lisa's like, "Monica, I don't want to have this negative, raising voice conversation." And Monica's like, "Who's raising their voice, Lisa?" "You are." "This is a raised voice?" Lisa turns to Heather and is like, "I'm just telling you the perception of the situation. My perception of the situation is different than that." And Monica's like, "Just like my mom. Did you catch that when I went to dinner with my mom and my mom didn't like what I was saying and she turned to a plant?" We get a flashback to Monica and her mom at the dinner from hell. And Monica's like, "I see through your bullshit, Mom." And Linda's like, "I'm going to talk to the plant." And Monica's like, "That's amazing." And Linda goes, "Her labels don't hurt me anymore." And then Monica's like, "Talk to the bullshit plant, Mom. Talk to the bullshit plant." The bullshit plant will be at the reunion, so that's going to be exciting. Heather in a confessional was like, so if I'm getting this right, Lisa is now Linda, Monica's mom, and I'm the plant. And I also have a book called Bad Mormon. It's on sale now. Lisa's like, now she's labeling me. And Monica's like, I'm labeling you. And Heather's like, this is not good labeling. And Lisa goes, I'm like Ted Bundy. Okay. Another Ted Bundy reference. Monica just brought it up, and now Lisa just brought it up. Why don't we get a different serial killer into the mix? I mean, like, honestly, what is the Ted Bundy fascination here? Heather in a confessional was like, I'd prefer to be compared to a plant than a serial killer. I'll take it. And Lisa's like, listen, you know what? I'm not interested in having these like erratic, crazy conversations. Maybe you're more like your mom than you think you are. Maybe you're the exact same person and I'm not interested. And Monica's like, okay, bye. And then Lisa skates away. That's what I'm saying. Like, they get that intense like little fight scene and then Monica's like, Lisa's like on roller skates. It's so fun. Monica's like, bye, Regina, skate away. Bye, 50-year-old wannabe. Whoa. And Lisa's like, Monica, you're going to age too. And Monica's like, bye, you're a mean girl. Bye-bye. And then Lisa to Angie's like, she said I'm just like her mom after equating her to Ted Bundy. 50-year-old wannabe? She wants to be me. She wishes she could have what I have. She wishes she could eat as much Taco Bell and drink as much soda as I do. That's why she carries fake Chanel. We see clips from the party. Everyone seems to be having fun. This is the scene where Bobby runs up to like Whitney when he's like, slow down on the Dr. Pepper, Bobby. And Bobby's like, I'm 13, Mom. I can drink as fucking much Dr. Pepper as I want, girl. Back off. Where's my fucking golf cart? Whitney calls everyone to the ring to sing happy. She's like, happy birthday, dear Bobby. Happy birthday to you. And then they reveal the golf cart. And I thought it was going to be some little golf cart. This golf cart looks like some Puff Daddy would drive. It's like a Pimp My Ride golf cart. Heather's like, okay, they're about to go. And Lisa's like, I want to talk to you real quick. But also more back to this golf cart. It's just very dangerous. I don't like it. I'm very scared about the golf cart. Okay, so you guys have my feelings on record. If anybody asks about the golf cart, so bad it's good, is not in support of this golf cart shenanigans. So Lisa's like, Heather, I'm not excluding you from anything. It's just hard because, and Heather's like, the mission announcement brunch? It's a fine balance because you're on your own journey and I feel like you're mitigating your way through it. And Heather's like, yeah. And Lisa's like, so it's like, oh my God, let me throw this in your face. Jack's going to go do something and you're walking away from that something. Heather's like, no, I get it. Oh, do you, Heather? Then stop talking about it in fucking scenes. Lisa's like, so it's like a fine balance, but I don't want it to be a weird thing. And Heather's like, listen, it's this great divide that exists in Utah. We know it, when people leave the church and have to keep it separate. And Lisa's like, no, it's not about that. Listen, I'm respectful of your journey. Like, I'm happy for you. And Heather's like, it's not a journey, Lisa. I want to be like, I'm just like existing, It's not like a journey. It's like a vibe. I'm just like doing my thing. By the way, Heather has called it a journey before. The journey that she's on. I just want to point that out. Jack Barlow skates up. He's like, hey, what's up? Hey, Heather. Hey, what's going on? Hi, Jack. Congratulations on your mission call. Heather's like sign languaging, like, do you need help, Jack? Do you need help? And Jack's like, thank you. All right. And Lisa's like, tell Heather where you're going. Oh, I'm going to Bogota, Colombia. Congratulations, or should I say felicidades? And Jack's like, see. And Heather's like, that's very cool. And Jack's like, it is exciting. Heather's like, it is exciting, yeah. And Lisa's like, she speaks French. She did her mission in Cannes. And Jack's like, oh, really sick. And Heather's like, yes, south of all along the south of France. Lisa's like, Saint-Tropez. And Jack's like, oh my God, that is so sick, dog. And Heather's like, where's your mom secretly? That's actually where your mom secretly wanted you to go, but she'll never admit it. Jack's like, yep, I know. And Lisa's like, no, he knows. I already told him. But listen, that's not excluding you. And Jack's like, okay, peace, guys. Bye. And he just skates away. And Lisa's like, it's being respectful of you. And Heather's like, it's just more the Mormon stuff that triggers me, not Jack, Like, have you heard of this book that I wrote? It's called Bad Mormon. It was a bestseller, and you can get it for a very low price. There's going to be a paper book at some. Anyway, that's not even important. It's just, like, it just triggers me. It's like not being included in the brunch. And Lisa's like, the way I live it. And Heather's like, yes, the fact that you're not a Mormon, but you get to wear the title, it's not fair. And Lisa's like, no, I am. I am a Mormon. I am, though. I just think it's not Heather's place to say, you're not a Mormon. Like, this is where it's like that dick swinging contest. And I'm like, what are you guys, like, what? We're fighting over, like, okay, if Heather's the bad Mormon, Lisa can just be a Mormon. And Heather's like, you are not, Lisa. You are the least Mormon person on the planet. Like, I love that Heather has escaped from the church, but she's still as judgmental as somebody in the church. And Lisa's like, I'm 100% Mormon. And Heather's like, okay. And Lisa's like, that's why my kid's serving the Lord. And she has like this smile, like, ha ha. And Heather starts laughing. And Lisa's like, 100% Heather. Heather in a confessional goes, looking back on everything Lisa and I have been through, we flash back to all the times Heather and Lisa have had conflicts. And I wish there was like a Boys to Men. So it's been hard to say goodbye to yesterday. Like all of the fights, all of the conversations. Remember, Lisa and Heather from the jump, because they went to college together and she was the good time girl, according to Lisa. Heather's like, we fought a lot, me and Lisa, but we also have a lot in common. Yeah, I mean, like, we both have skin. We both have fingernails. And we wear clothing on our bottoms. And she goes, and being able to talk to Lisa openly feels like a huge breakthrough for our friendship. I do want to point out Lisa's the one that talked openly with Heather, not the other way around. Heather went around her back and talked to all the friends about Jack Barlow. Heather goes, I can be supportive of her as a mother. I can be supportive of her children, even though I disagree, with the concept of Jack going on a mission. We know. And Heather's like, we got this, Lisa. We got this. And Lisa's like, yeah. The party's coming to an end, and we see little Bobby on the golf cart just doing fucking wheelies in the parking lot. It was really scary to watch. And she was just doing stunts. She was Tokyo drifting out there. Lisa walks over to Monica, Whitney, and Angie K to say goodbye. She hugs Whitney and Angie and just waves at Monica and walks away. Like, you just get a wave. Angie K goes, look, Monica, we're all in the middle and like, it's awkward. You've got to take time to fix this. Angie K, uniting, not dividing. Commercial break. We come back. We arrive at Lisa Barlow's house. We see Lisa and John talking in their bedroom, which, by the way, the bedroom looked very sparse. And also, did you see the big bed frame on the bottom, the foundation of the bed? It had these huge, like, wings on each side that looked like they jutted out 3 feet. And all I just thought was, like, I would fucking kill myself in the middle of the night going out to go pee and then coming back to bed. I could just see it hitting my shins and just, like, falling into the bed. Did you guys see this? But there's not a lot of decor in their house. Like, it's just weird. And John's like, hey, when's the new bedding coming? And Lisa's like, oh, I think it's gonna come Tuesday or Wednesday. And then Whitney's gonna come over and show me a new way to make the bed. Well, that sounds like a fascinating scene. And John's like, you mean better than what I can do? And Lisa's like, better than we both can do. I like that Whitney's like, Whitney's a professional bed maker. Oh my gosh, I'm still like decompressing from this ridiculous weekend. And John's like, it wasn't too ridiculous from my perspective, but I didn't deal with as much as you did. This John Barlow, he seems like a solid guy. It's interesting. It's just interesting. It's interesting. I like John Barlow. Flashback to John and Justin skating together at the party, and John's like, what happened with you and Monica? I was talking with Ben, and all of a sudden it was like, you appeared right there, and you were like, she's crazy. She is crazy, John. No, like, honestly, it was so weird. Monica seems like she pretty much seems miserable or jabby every time I'm around her. I don't even know. She just starts spewing crazy stuff. She equated her mother to Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy is the drinking word of the night. Make sure you are 21 and over and you have a designated driver. And then she said I was like her mother because I feel like I can't talk to her. John's like, did it get resolved? And Lisa's like, no, because she's impossible to talk to. And then when we were leaving, I saw Angie was like having a full-on conversation with Monica. Angie's not being honest about her relationship with Monica. And if they're fine, great. John's like, which is fine, but don't tell me you're not. We get a flashback to 3 days earlier, another one of these where Lisa and Angie K are talking, and Lisa's like, what does any of this have to do with her mother? Apologize for your bad behavior. Her behavior was repulsive. And Angie K's like, girl, I'm there with you. We come back to this scene, and Lisa's like, it doesn't make any sense to me. And John's like, Lisa's phone buzzes bzz, bzz, with a text from Whitney. Can't wait to see you at my Prism event. And then Lisa starts typing it. You notice she types with her thumb and then another like random finger. Also, look at the phone. I watch these shows way too hard. It didn't look like actually anything was filling in on the bubble screen when they had the sound of the typing. I'm just picky that way. John's like, got it. Yeah. And Lisa's just typing, ignoring John. And John's like, just awkward silence. And John's like, okay, I guess, good luck. And Lisa just keeps looking at the phone, and John's like, well, if you need to bounce anything off me, I mean, just feel free. And Lisa's still typing, and John's like, okay, well, I'm gonna go out, let Kendall out back real fast, the dog, and then he walks away. And Lisa's like, love you. New scene. We're at Heather's house getting her daughter ready for prom. She's steaming her daughter's dress. It's very pretty. And Heather's like, where are you going for dinner? And she's like, I don't know, Mom. I think it's like a really expensive steakhouse. That's all I know. And Heather's like, are you nervous? I already asked you that. And they both laugh. And Heather's like, I'm nervous. Heather in a confessional was like, there was a time when I wasn't sure that Georgia would be going to prom because the Mormons all go together with other Mormons. But then ADI came into the picture. They've been dating for a couple months, and he's a great kid. His parents immigrated from Bosnia. He's a Muslim, and he's not part of that Mormon scene. And I'm so grateful that they have each other. They're in their own group. This kid looks like a good-looking kid. We just saw a couple pictures of him come to the door, but he looked like a good seed. Heather's like, are you going to kiss him, Georgie? And Georgie's like, I don't know. And Heather's like, you do know. Don't you lie to me. That was the weakest I don't know I've ever heard. Heather seems like she's potentially one of those girls, like one of those ladies that's like, describe in detail your kiss. Okay, let me close my eyes. Describe. Okay, he reaches for you. She just seems like she really wants to know. Heather's like, in the confessional, this is Georgia's first boyfriend without the constraints of purity culture that she was raised in. This is a real boyfriend that she really likes, and I'm not sure how to navigate it as a mom, but I want to support it. I had a boyfriend for a year, and we didn't make out lying down for like 9 months. And then we did once, and then he called me the next day and said, we're never doing that again. So I'm like kind of hoping that Georgia can have a much more normalized version of a relationship at her age. Now, you guys, that's real. Like, it might not be the most dynamic or bombastic, but it's real. That's real. That's a real life situation. It's a real life scenario. And so I like that for Heather. I want to know more about stuff like this. Heather finishes George's hair and makeup, and she puts on her dress, and they're very excited. And George is like, it's literally like Cinderella. And next, we go to Whitney's Prism pop-up shop, and she's getting everything set up, and Lisa arrives. And Lisa's like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Are you recovered from Bobby's party or no? And Whitney's like, no, I'm so tired right now. so I'm so tired right now. Help me, I'm so tired. And Lisa's like, do you need help with anything? And Whitney's like, I think this is just the final touch. Who did you invite that I would know? I invited everyone. Everyone? Heather, Meredith. Is Heather coming today? No. We flash over to Heather's house and we see Georgia leaving for prom with her date. And then we come back to this scene and Lisa's like, is Meredith coming? And Whitney's like, no, she is not. We flash over to Meredith working at Meredith Mark's boutique in the heart of Salt Lake City. And she's like, yeah, sure, these earrings are super great. We gotta maybe do a little something with these earrings. It's very good. And then we come back and Lisa's like, so I'll probably know some of the people here. And Whitney's like, most of these people are clientele. Oh, amazing. Like, this is our first pop-up shop in Salt Lake. And Lisa's like, I love it. Whitney in a confessional goes, Prism is very much a full circle moment of my own spirituality. I've always been into crystals healing, so each piece is designed with a specific intention in mind. So today, we're going to create an energy that inspires people to connect with the jewelry and the shop. Whitney goes, now let's turn up the music, open the doors, and sell some jewelry. The party gets started. People begin to arrive. It is hopping, you guys. Spirituality is abound, and Whitney and Lisa are both walking around mingling with people. Hi, I'm Lisa. Hi, I'm Whitney. Discussing the jewelry, taking photos. Justin arrives and tells Whitney, he's like, you look hot as fuck, babe. And she's like, oh my God, really? So I guess, their relationship is on the mend. And then Angie K arrives and goes and says hello to Lisa. And Lisa's like, how do you feel after last night? And Angie K's like, it was a kid's birthday party with a lot of adult drama. And Lisa's like, I was having the best time. I was drinking a dirty Diet Coke. And then I left. And I'm like, just irritated because I'm like, done. And Angie's like, I know. It's hard, Lisa, because after you left, the conversation continued with Monica. This is what she's putting out there to everybody else. Lisa doesn't want to believe that I'm in an abusive relationship, she said. And Lisa's like, I don't know what kind of relationship she's in. I saw it for 2 hours at your house on Easter. I know. I mean, it doesn't even make any sense. Let me talk for a second, Ange. When I saw your house with someone treating her mother poorly, I made a judgment call. I would never treat my mother mother like that. What's her problem with me? She has an issue with me. And Angie K's like, I called that out. I did. Let me finish, Ange. By the way, Lisa's speaking in huge monologues, and Angie will be like, hey, let me finish, Ange, please. I need to get this out. She's like, she has an issue with me. And Angie's like, I don't know. I just want a storyline. Like, that's all I'm like, please, can we go back to my husband? I don't know where he is. Is he on the streets? Let's talk about him. Angie's like, I only know what she told me, Lisa. I mean, all we can go is off her words. And Lisa's like, okay, but I'm going off her actions. And then we see Monica arrive at the party. And Angie K's like, I don't like where she went with you last night. Look, I had your back, Lisa. I'm telling you. I need a drink. Like, this is boring. I don't know if she meant the conversation or the prism. She's like, I missed the kids' roller skating party. This is weird. Angie K's like, okay, let's get a drink. Monica walks over to talk to Angie K at the bar. And Angie K's like, last night was, I left there kind of overwhelmed. Honestly, I'm feeling like I'm in between you and Lisa a little bit right now, Monica. And Monica's like, but that's on Lisa. Lisa is putting you in the middle. I'm not talking shit on you, Lisa. I'm not talking shit on Lisa to you. I'm not. You guys bring her up. And Angie K's like, I know, but you guys both went low again last night. Get low, get low, get low, 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 low. And Monica's like, but I feel like you guys are the ones that keep bringing it up. Do you see? I've been here for 5 minutes. 5 minutes, and it's already coming at me with Lisa, Lisa, Lisa. Lisa in the Cult Jam. And Angie K's like, I just walked away from her. That's all. That's all. And Monica's like, I know, but do you see what I'm saying? I don't bring it up. I don't start it. It's always brought to me. The party is still going, and Whitney is mingling. Lisa comes and sits down next to her, and Lisa's like, I know you have a lot going on right now, but Ange just came up to me and said, like, some crazy, and Whitney's like, I really need to give a speech so people know what's going on. Like, Whitney's like, I'm trying to sell stuff because I've spent a lot of money on this stuff, and please don't break stuff. Someone tells Whitney, it's like, hey, it's time for your speech. And Whitney's like, okay, I'll be right back. Whitney walks over to give her speech, and Lisa goes over to Angie K and grabs her arm. He's like, come on. And Angie K to Monica goes, okay, come on. And Monica's like, hurry, go. She's pulling you away. And Lisa's like, Monica, chill the fuck out. It's too much. And Monica's like, you are so bothered by me. I love it. Woo! Oh, shit, folks. Angie K's like, I'm in the middle of this sandwich here, but I'm just so happy to be on this show. And Monica's like, oh, look. Oh, Lisa's getting hot. And Angie K's like, no, Monica. And Lisa's like, I'm not interested. You bore me. And Lisa tries to walk away. And Angie K's like, Lisa, stay here. And Monica's like, walk away, Lisa. Hurry, hurry. She's boring. Monica's like, she's pulling at you. And Angie K's like, stop. And Lisa's like, somebody needs attention. It is funny. Lisa keeps trying to walk, and Angie K keeps grabbing her back. Monica's like, that would be you that needs attention, Lisa. And Lisa's like, look, right there. We're here for Whitney, so stop right now. Knock it off. And Monica's like, you're not my mother. Fudge college. You're not my mother. I feel like Monica's like on her way to Kyle Richards territory, where she's like, I'm going to start getting tattoos next season. It's just, it's very... Here we go, folks. Okay, we're in the home stretch, folks. This is the big final, big fight. Angie, Lisa, Monica, Whitney's about to take the stage to give her a big speech, and Lisa's like, somebody needs attention. And Monica's like, that would be you. And Lisa's like, look right there. We're here for Whitney, so stop right now. Knock it off. And Monica's like, you're not my mother, so I don't need to listen to you. I mean, it really is. It's like, I wonder what Freud would do with this situation. Like, Monica is clearly exhibiting these, like, you can't tell me what to do. And Angie K's like, let's make Whitney feel like we're all here just living in the moment. And Lisa's like, no one wants to be her mother, clearly. And Monica can hear that. And I'm like, damn, this is getting low blow after low blow. It's mono-y-mono. It's Ollie versus Freier. Monica in a confessional is like, wow, you're pretty fucking disgusting to talk about how my own mother doesn't want me, and I'm absolutely at my tipping point right now. The only thing I wish she had brought up is like, Ted Bundy. Whitney begins her speech, and when he's like, I'm really, and Monica to Angie K about Whitney goes, she has the best legs. And Angie K's like, I know. And Lisa to Angie K goes, don't be fake as fuck. Lisa's like, don't agree with her about her legs. Whitney continues like, I'm loving Prism. It's very good to have everybody here. And Lisa's like, you can't have it both ways, Angie K. And Angie K is like, you guys, oh my God. Monica was like, I was talking about how beautiful Whitney is, but I'll stay on your tongue. And Lisa's like, I wasn't talking to you. It's like two children. Lisa in a confessional was like, Monica's this little vampire who's fueled 100% off of like negative energy. It's like, give me a problem and I'll fucking feed off it. She is like horrible. When he's like, I love jewelries and the partners and designers and spiritually intuitive. It's chakras, ego woman. And Monica's like, maybe that's what we need. Just, positive, and Angie K's like, I think we need more of this chakra shit. And then Monica and Angie K laugh. And Lisa sees them joking. She's like fuming. You just see Diet Coke spilling out of her ears. She's upset. She starts to walk away and Angie K grabs her arm. And Lisa's like, don't touch me. Don't touch me, Angie K. And Lisa's like, Lisa, don't. I don't need this. Lisa, don't leave. Whatever she's got going, I'm not interested in talking about her or to her. If that's where you want to go, I can't back you on that. These guys are at a spiritual store. This is like Prism event, and they are in a full-blown fight. Whitney finally, and that's all I've got to say about that. Let's raise a glass to cheers. And she like, we will be doing a sound bath next. And I've done sound baths before. It's, and you kind of zone out. It's really nice. Monica to Angie K goes, are you okay? And Angie K's like, no, I'm not okay, you guys. I'm not okay. It's just, I've never been fought over in a scene like this. And Lisa's like, why? Why aren't you okay, Angie K? And Angie K's like, I can't be in the middle of whatever you guys have going on. You're not in the middle of anything. I don't like you guys going low like this. We're not in the middle of anything. And Angie K's like, you guys are going low. You're both going low with each other. And Lisa's like, who's going low? And Angie K's like, she went low with you last night. You both go low with each other. How many times are we going to say low? And Lisa's like, what am I saying that's going low? Nothing. I didn't jab at you one time. And Monica's like, you did, but it's fine. No. How did I jab? Explain it. And Monica's like, everything you said to Whitney. The sound bath begins. And they're quiet at first. And what if I just did this for like 5 minutes? And Lisa's like, I said based on my assessment, you don't treat your mother nicely. You do not, Monica. And Monica's like, well, you don't know about that situation, Lisa. And Lisa's like, well, based on what I saw, you weren't nice to your mother. That's all I said. Well, based on what I see, Lisa, you like your minions. Oh my God, we're back to that. And Monica's like, and you're threatened by people wanting to take them. You don't know me. And Monica's like, stop putting Angie in the middle. She's not in the middle. And Angie K's like, I'm not in the middle. I'm not in the middle. And Lisa's like, I keep telling her to remove herself out of this. And Angie K is like, I can pull myself out of this. I can. And Lisa's like, yeah, you talked about her marriage, Monica. I took her side. It's not that deep, Monica. Don't make it deep. It's not that deep. So we get deep and low. It's not that deep. Let's go low. Deep and low. I'm here at a sound bath. Deep and low. Deep and low. Sound bath. Oh, while Lisa and Monica, they're whispering, yelling at each other. Like Whitney's like, Lisa Barlow, shh. Lisa, stop, shh. And Monica's like, Lisa. And Lisa's like, I want to enjoy the sound bowl. Excuse me. Excuse me, but the sound bowl is playing. This is my favorite sound bowl song. And Monica's like, yeah, go ahead. Old people need it. Ooh, you guys. Old people need it. Andrew K's like, okay, Monica, that's fucking low, because I'm older than Lisa. Like, I love that. Angie's like, damn. And then she's like, oh, shit. Wait, no. I'm older. And Lisa comes back. Lisa's like, Monica, she's older than me. And so is Meredith. And so is Heather. And I love that Lisa is like, that's like, I've got my birth certificate. Are you kidding me? And Monica's like, yeah, but you wear it. You wear it. Damn, like you look, you're like, oh my God. And Angie K's like, okay, though, that is so low. It's like low. And Lisa's like, I like to be natural. And Monica's like, okay. And Lisa's like, I don't look like the Pillsbury Dough Girl. Sorry. And Monica's like, are you telling her that she does to Angie K? Oh, are you saying that about your friend? And Angie K's like, I think you're gorgeous. And Lisa's like, I do too. You're jealous. I think you're jealous. And Angie K's like, I'm pretty gorgeous. And Monica's like, Lisa, nobody's jealous of you. Control yourself, Monica. And we hear Whitney ask her business partner, should I ask them to leave? And right at this moment, you guys, I shit you not, the golf cart just fucking crashes through the store. And little 13-year-old Bobby is like, let my mom fucking have this event. You can tell she's all hopped up on Dr. Pepper. She's like, I fucking rode 10 miles on this golf cart to get here. I've got a full belly of Dr. Pepper and I'm ready to get fucking loud. That didn't happen, but wouldn't that be amazing if the golf cart crashes? Whitney in a confessional is like, I am beyond pissed right now. Where is Meredith Marks when I need her? And we get a flashback to the iconic, you can leave. That would be amazing if Bobby crashes through and Meredith is in the golf cart. She's like, you can leave. Whitney in a confessional is like, do not come from my sound bath. And Lisa's like, you're so triggered by your circumstances. And Monica's like, you're the one that keeps me in your mouth. And Lisa's like, I'm not interested. Please stop talking to me. And Monica's like, you don't get to tell me what to do. And Angie K's like, you guys have a problem with each other. Please stop talking to me. And Monica's like, you don't get to tell me what to do, Lisa. And Angie K's like, guys, let's just enjoy this beautiful sound bath. Please stop talking to me. And then Monica's mocking Lisa. Please stop talking to me. Lisa in a confessional is like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, are you trying to abuse the sound bowl? Maybe you would be in a better mood if you didn't have to pay for drinks. Lisa's like, I have zero interest, Monica. And Monica's like, then stop talking about me. It's that simple. This is when you see a little bit of Jen Shaw in Monica. The sound bath, oh, it's still going on. People are staring at Lisa and Monica. Whitney's obviously pissed. She's like, I'm trying to sell jewelry. Angie K's like, just loving this little moment. And Lisa's like, look, I took your side. This is as far as it goes. It's not that deep. If somebody else needs like more action in their life, they can keep clinging to it. But it's not that deep for me. And Monica's like, Lisa, you're like a little tramp stamp. You beg for attention everywhere you go. You're bottom of the barrel. And Lisa's like, we were dealt the same deck of cards. She plays with the twos. She plays with the twos. I play with the face card. Like, where did that come from? We're bringing gambling into this? And Monica's like, that is the lamest comeback. Oh my gosh. And Annie's like, okay, Monica. And Lisa's like, if this is what mediocre looks like, I am so happy being mediocre. And Monica's like, you are very mediocre. And Lisa's like, she clearly doesn't get out much. She doesn't know how to behave in public. And Monica's like, you do realize there are several forms of intellectual capabilities in the brain, and street smarts is actually the number one. And you don't have that, Lisa. And the fact that I do challenges you, and you hate it, bitch. And Lisa's like, ha 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 ha. And Monica's like, so don't even go there with me, literally. And the sound bath finishes like, oh. And when he's like, I hope everyone set their intention and felt that. I know if you were distracted back there, may they find peace. Thank you. And Lisa's like, I'm bored with you. I am bored with you. You are not bored, Lisa. Then stop talking about me. Okay, listen, I don't want to ever fucking talk about you again or to you. Stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. And Lisa's holding her hands up in Monica's face. And Monica's like, you put hands on people. And Lisa's like, stop talking to me. I'm asking you nicely. And Monica's like, business 101, stop talking to me. You realize you don't control me, right? And Angie K's like, both of you guys stay calm. And Monica's like, I am calm. And Angie K's like, okay, you guys clearly don't like each other. Let's just, no. Why do you keep saying stuff like that? Why are you saying that? And Angie K's like, you guys just don't like each other. Why are you saying that? And Angie K's like, don't let her set you off. And Monica's like, that's what everyone tells me, Lisa. Why are you saying this to me? You started this whole thing with Sean. You said she talked about your marriage. And Angie K's like, I know. And I just talked about that. She talked about your family, Angie K. So I took your side in that. And Angie K's like, and I did not like it. And I told you that. And Lisa's like, that's wrong. That's wrong. That is it. That's it. And Monica's like, let me tell you something. And Lisa's like, and the way you treat your mother is disgusting. Well, you should hear how my mother treats me, Lisa. You do the same thing. You talk abuse, but you abuse people. Lisa, do you hear yourself? I'm not even talking about her or to her. I don't assess her. It's not that deep. And Monica's like, yes, you do. It's not that deep. Whatever. And Monica's like, whatever. You have made several snarky comments, Lisa, so let's not deny that. Let's talk about that. And Angie K is like, you both have made snarky comments. And Monica's like, exactly. And I own that. And Lisa's like, Ange, don't worry about this for 1 second. And Ange's like, oh, okay. And Monica's like, don't say okay. If you want to talk, be like, no, Lisa, I want to say. And Angie K goes, no, I'm staying out of both of you guys because I can't fix it. And Monica's like, she says, Ange, stay out of it. Stop. And Angie K's like, I can't fix it. And Lisa's like, do you need her? And Monica's like, do you? Don't silence her. And Angie K's like, I cannot fix what's going on here. And Monica's like, she's her own fucking person. Don't tell her to be quiet. And you don't have to be, Angie. And Angie's like, I know, I can't fix this. Angie K just keeps saying, I can't fix it. I can't fix it. And Lisa's like, I don't want you to fix this. There's nothing to fucking fix. It's not that deep. You treated your mom like shit. You yelled at me. I'm going off of what I see and hear. It's not that fucking deep, Monica. And Monica's like, then stop talking about me. I'm not talking. It's like, no, you stop. No, you stop. No, you stop. And Lisa's like, I'm not talking about you. And Monica's like, but that's not what I'm hearing. Do you understand? I gave my opinion. My opinion is exactly what I told you. And Monica's like, do you understand though? No, I don't understand. And Monica is like, okay, try to understand this. And Monica's waving her hand in Lisa's face. And Lisa's like, no, 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 I don't need to try and understand this. And Lisa waves her hands in Monica's face. And now we're just doing like pantomime, waving like fucking hands and faces. And Monica's like, Lisa, keep your hand out of people's face. And Lisa's like, you just did this. I'm doing it back. And Monica's like, yeah, but you're like, you get right in my face like this. I'm a close talker. And Angie's like, you both are close talkers. And Monica's like, I'm just saying. And Lisa steps right in front of Monica's face. I'm a close talker. And Angie's like, hold on, stop it, Ange. And Angie's like, separate. And Whitney walks up and she's like, would you like to buy any jewelry? No. And she's like, you guys are blocking the checkout line. And Lisa's like, you want an issue with me? And Monica's like, you're not hearing me. Monica in a confessional goes, I actually like fighting in this environment. Like, I've fought in parking lots and in grocery stores, okay? This is a classy place to fight. And I'm like, damn, this is what I'm telling you. We need the whole backstory on Monica. She's fighting in supermarkets, parking lots. Like, this is interesting. And Lisa's like, I think you're impossible to communicate with. And Monica's like, well, then we're the same person. And Lisa walks away with Whitney. Lisa's like, Whitney, she's like very hard to have a conversation with. And Whitney's like, I know. And Lisa's like, it's like impossible to have a conversation with her because it's like, I didn't do that. I didn't mean that. And she's so loud. And I'm like, wrong place, wrong time. I'm trying to get my sound bath on. Angie K and Monica sit down and Angie K's like, I don't even know what to say right now. This is not good. And Monica's like, I don't know. But do you see how she tells you to shut the fuck up and be quiet and don't talk? That's what I'm talking about. And Angie K's like, well, she doesn't want me to speak on her behalf. And Monica's like, you weren't speaking on her behalf. You were telling her how you felt and she was telling you to shut up. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what I don't like. So it's interesting. We started off this fight and then it became this other fight about Lisa in the last minute telling Ange to like, it all of a sudden got switched. We're back to Whitney and Lisa, and Lisa's like, listen, I find her impossible to talk to. Like, it's like your mama jokes. It's like, you're a piece of shit. You're ugly. You look 50. You look this. It's like mind numbing. I swear to God. It's like talking to, have you ever argued with your children? It's worse. And Lisa's like, I'm so irritated. This is in her confessional. This is unbelievable. Can Lisa just table Lisa for 1 minute? And Whitney's like, we have a backup in the line, so I need to make sure everyone's moving through. I'm trying to make money. And Lisa's like, you know what I don't like? I have to get this off my chest. I don't like the fakery. We're back to Monica and Angie K. And Monica's like, you know I love you. You look beautiful. And Angie K's like, oh, thank you. And Monica's like, I appreciate you today. I got to go to my kids. That shit is whack. And Monica and Angie K hug. This show is, nobody's doing it like this show. This is fucking, this was a fight. This was a great Housewives fight. And then it's like, peace, got to pick up the kids. Lisa sees them hug and gets triggered. She's like, I'm turning into Lisa Holt Barlow. And Lisa's like, hugging it out. Like, this is so weird to me. I honestly think it's so weird. Like, you talked about her marriage and I'm the bad guy because I'm defending Ange. Monica walks up and tells Whitney goodbye. And when he's like, are you leaving? Monica's like, yeah, thank you for coming. And Monica's like, bye, congratulations. Yeah, thank you. Bye. Monica leaves. And when he's like, this event is about good vibes. And Lisa's like, it's ridiculous. Well, I gotta go sell more jewelry. I've got to pay off little Bobby's golf cart. And Lisa's like, it's like crazy. It's whatever. And when he's like, are you leaving? And Lisa walks out. Lisa's like, this is such bullshit. Next time on The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, we see Heather hanging out with Mary Cosby and asking her if she really thinks that she looks inbred. And Mary's like, yeah, you do. We see Monica at her house with her kids, and then her mom shows up unexpectedly, and one of her daughters says, lock the door when you leave. It's a very dark scene. Then we see Whitney telling Lisa that she is mad at her and Monica. I'm mad at you and Monica for your behavior at my party. And Lisa's like, what about Angie K? I love Lisa always throwing somebody else under the bus. We see Lisa confronting Angie K about saying she doesn't like Monica, but then acting differently. And then Angie K, a lot of confrontations. Angie K confronts Lisa about pulling away from her at the bar when she tried to grab her arm. And then we see a scene that Heather is having yet another book party. Her book's called Bad Mormon. It's out now. And it looks like Angie K, who's Greek, confronts Meredith about the threats she made towards her family. Oh, you guys, what an episode. That is one for the ages. We did it, folks. We did it. I hope you have the best Thursday ever. Thank you. And remember to tune in Friday for an all-new Real Housewives of Beverly Hills recap. There's a lot of content coming at you. So remember, you can listen to these at any time, any place. Take them on vacation, whatever you need to do. But make sure you listen. And also remember to leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for letting me do this and let me go crazy. And I will talk to you very, very soon. And also, shout out, thank you so much to DirecTV for letting me tweet for you guys at BravoCon. And I was watching DirecTV this entire time I was talking to you. I had Salt Lake up on my computer screen. So that's how I work, you guys. That's the magic. I'll talk to you soon, guys. Bye.